go to the American Mosque in Patterson, the other one, and see what's going on. And lo and behold, when I walk in, the same man that I saw at the projects with the thobe and the white dress on, he was the imam there. And it just so happened that we sat down and we began to talk to him, and that became a long, beautiful friendship that I had with that particular imam. So one day, it just so happened, I was at home, drinking, smoking with friends, and we're sitting out on my porch. While we're sitting out on my porch, I'm looking into the sky. I'm just looking at the moon. I'm looking at the stars. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. And the story of Ibrahim, I had read it in the Quran just recently, about him talking to his people, talking about the sun must be my Lord. Look at how strong it is. And when the night covered the day, he said, that can't be my Lord, because verily is weak. So I started contemplating on this story, and I said, if I don't change, Allah is going to destroy me. At that moment, I told my friends, get up, get out of my house. They said, what are you talking about? You drink, you get high, now you don't know how to act? I said, no, this is the first time in my life that I know exactly what I'm doing. I said, get up and leave. At that point, I knew that I had to cut off all of my friends.
This was in the middle of the party now?
This was in the middle of a gathering.
Yeah.
And I said, you got to go. I said,
were they Muslim?
They weren't Muslims.
Okay.
I was hanging around with a bunch of non-Muslims. And I said, you got to go.
But they weren't good influences for you now.
They weren't good influences.
They're supporting the drinking, the smoking, and
calling me to it.
Yeah.
Calling me to it. And that's why I said I have to cut them off.
And you really want to become a better human being.
And I wanted to be a better person. I wanted to be a better man. I wanted to be a better father. I wanted to be a better worshiper to my Creator. So I knew that I had to get away from them. So I cut them off. I left them alone. And my second home became the masjid. I would go to work, come out of work, and go to the mosque. And I would stay in the mosque, learning, praying, sitting around the brothers so that I can go ahead and begin to develop better character. And this became my life.
Tell us now, you took a major step, a major leap forward. But why? Why not just stay where you're at, hanging out? It's fun. People, drinking with the boys, chasing the ladies, going to the parties, to the nightclubs. Now you have a bunch of do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
You got to get up at a certain time and pray.
Yeah.
When it's difficult to get up, you're not supposed to be cursing, lying, deceiving. Over here it's a pretty easy lifestyle. This it takes a lot of effort. You know what I mean? It's a struggle. Why didn't you just stay with the easy way? Why did you choose this hard way?
Well, the easy way, it seems easy, but it's actually miserable. You live in this life that it seems to be something that seems to be all about fun and partying, but the reality is that there's no fun. After it's all over, you woke up, you had a hangover, you may have got a woman pregnant like I did 2 times, ended up having 2 kids, now you got child support. It has consequences with it. And then when I began to live the life of faith, it began to become sweet.
Sweet?
Sweet. Life began to taste so sweet. Faith began to taste sweet. I began to feel like a person all over again. I began to feel free. When I worshiped God, I was able to worship Him with peace in my heart. I was able to walk around and show my family. My family, when they saw the change in me, it was incredible. At first, they didn't want to know nothing about me. You're a Muslim, get out of here. You're worshiping the devil. And then when they seen that I stopped drinking, that I stopped smoking, that I changed my life, I stopped womanizing. And then they came to me and said, hold on, let's sit down.
This is not the same guy.
This is not the same guy. We've been trying to get him to stop the whole time.
It didn't work. Nothing worked.
Nothing worked.
But Islam worked.
Islam worked. Why? So much so that my father, one time, he was at a hot dog truck and the man was praying. And when the man finished praying, he said to my father, I'm sorry, I'm Muslim. My father said, no, my son is Muslim, I understand. He said, where are you from? He said, Puerto Rico. He said, and your son's Muslim? He said, what do you think about Islam? He said, I can sleep at night now.
Your father you caused so much havoc.
Yes.
Your father and mother couldn't sleep, but now you accepted Islam, the worship of the one Creator, and now your character got better, your life got better, and now your parents could finally get some rest.
Yes, my family could finally get some rest, and they were at peace.
Were they worried now also because, all the false hype that's out there that now you're going to, go and hurt innocent people, terrorize people? What about that?
Well, what's amazing was that when the hype kicked in, I was actually in Medina studying.
So you actually went down to the Islamic University of Medina. This is how motivated you are. You went to the university, the prestigious university, to learn the religion. What happened?
I went to the prestigious University of Medina, learned the religion, and I always say that that Allah did not send me there to learn. He didn't send me there so that I can become a scholar. He sent me there to change my life. When I went there, I saw what worship was all about. It became clear to me that God is to be surrounded, that our life is to be surrounded around God and not God around our lives. So I was there for about 6 months. 9/11 happened, and my family was here in the States. So I felt that I had to come back because me and my wife were the only Muslims in our family, and I felt that she needed the support being a new Muslim that I needed to give her, and we needed to support each other in this particular time. And at the same time, I needed to be here to also talk to my family and prove to my family that, listen, this is not what Islam and what Muslims are all about.
We're going to take a break. We got a few more questions to ask before we come to a close here on The Deen Show. You don't want to go nowhere with this exciting story. We'll be right back. Back here on The Deen Show with our brother and your brother, Abu Sumaya. Talk to us now. A few more minutes left. I want to ask you some tough questions for the people now that are watching, the not yet Muslims, because everyone has the potential to submit to only God, the one God, the God that now you were searching for. You didn't want to worship a man. You didn't want to worship Jesus. By the way, are you like anti-Christ now?
No, I'm not. Basically, I'm for Christ. If we don't believe in Christ, we don't believe. That's what our prophet taught us. So we love Christ just like we love Muhammad. We love Christ more than the Christians do.
Well, that's a bold statement. Can you back that up?
Oh, of course, definitely. You know, part of Christ is in our life as well. You know, many people think that we don't believe in Christ. That was the first thing my family thought. And then we start to show them the proof. There's a whole chapter about Mary in the Quran, chapter 19. If you read it, it speaks about Mary and about all the things that Mary went through. It speaks about Jesus, all the miracles that Jesus had, all the miracles that Jesus did, everything that Jesus taught. So when we look at it, and they're more detailed than what was in the Bible. I was able to talk to my family about some of the miracles. They never heard none of these things. Mm-hmm. They were surprised. Mm-hmm. So definitely we show our love for Jesus. We definitely show our love.
And someone might say, he went radical on us now. What would you have to say?
No way. Basically, Islam is a religion of peace. It's a religion of mercy. It's a religion of submission. It's a religion of being at peace with humanity. You want humanity to have that peace. Our religion doesn't teach us to kill people. Our religion doesn't teach us to terrorize people. Rather, our religion teaches us, like the Prophet told us, the best Muslim is the one who's good to his neighbor. That you should bring over some soup to your neighbor. You should get to meet your neighbor. You should get to know who your neighbors are. Me and my neighbor, they tell me where their key is hidden for their home. If I'm not home, they tell me, you can come into my house, check on my house for me. This is what neighbors are supposed to be. This is what Islam is supposed to do. That you're supposed to be around in the society, and the people are supposed to feel peace and tranquil with you.
So how'd you feel when 9/11 happened?
When 9/11 happened, I was upset, naturally, because they blamed the Muslims. And of course, my family, at first, they were like, we're fighting the enemies. And I'm like, hold on. I'm a Muslim, so am I the enemy now? And my mother was like, hold on. No. So it was baffling, you know. So we had to come and teach them, no, this is not what our Prophet taught us. Our Prophet told us that the man who kills himself in a suicide bombing, that he goes to hell. There's no permission. In times of war, we can't kill innocent women and children. You can only fight the person who's fighting you. You can't bulldoze homes. You can't tear the trees out of the front of the homes. You can't do none of these things. So if the person you're fighting stops, then you're supposed to stop as well, to show that self-restraint. So this is what Islam teaches us.
Amazing, amazing. Tell us now, for the person who's still stuck where you were, and you know they're not happy. That void is there. There's an emptiness there, and they're still partying, hanging out at the nightclubs, you know, womanizing, and the women getting sucked up also, wanting the attention from the men, and, you know, it becomes just a game, a never-ending cycle. And how would you advise them?
My advice for them is basically take the chance, read about Islam, read about the Quran, read about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Give yourself a shot. You deserve better as a human being, as a person. You deserve more in your life than partying, drinking, being with men, being with women. Give yourself a shot. Pray to God. He's the one who created you. We're living in this existence because of Him. We breathe every day because of Him. What you have is because of Him. He's the one who provided for you. So you have to go ahead and seek after Him. You have to find out who He is. Find out what He expects of you. And then fulfill that.
Amazing. Tell us now, we're almost out. We've got 1 minute left. You also are continuing also your education. You are with what's the new name of the university?
I'm with Mishkah University, which used to be the Sharia Academy of America. And basically, I found them in 2006 and continued studying Islam. I have about 10 courses left for my BA in Islam. And I think that for those who are looking to learn more about Islam, I think this is a good source for you.
You're also the president of the Latino Muslims of Chicago?
Yes, the president of the Latino Muslims of Chicago. We have monthly classes that we have at ICCI here in Chicago, the first Saturday of every month at 1 o'clock.
First Saturday of every month?
At 1 o'clock. And the lectures are all in Spanish because we want to reach out to the Latino community and be able to give back to them.
How can people get a hold of you if they wanted more information on the Latino Muslims of Chicago or Islam in general?
Latino Muslims Chicago at gmail.com.
Okay, but they don't have to be Latino. Maybe they want to talk. They can relate to you. They, have been through, some of the things that you've been through. And you know what? It's late at night, early in the morning. They're like, man, I need to change my life. I can identify with this guy. I need to talk with him. So they can reach you there?
You can reach me there. You can hit me up on Facebook, Abu Sumayya Lebron at Facebook. And you can send me I'll friend you, and we can sit and talk.
If people invited you to come out to their town, to their city, also to do, a talk about, extended talk about your story, you'd be willing to come?
Oh, definitely. More than willing.
All right. May Allah, the creator of the heavens and earth, reward you immensely for sharing your story with us.
And may He bless you, Akhi, for all the good work that you do, Akhi.
Ameen. Thank you.
Ameen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
And that was another exciting episode. I'm sorry we had to come to an end. I know you'd want us to continue more. It was very exciting, and I hope that you got the benefit. And if you're tuning in for the first time, know that we're here every week. We're here helping you develop a clear, lucid understanding about the way of life that was sent for all of mankind to live by. Peace acquired by submitting your will to the one who created you. That's Islam. That's the message that was sent throughout time. Really understand that we're not self-sufficient, that there is a purpose in life, and we need to live our purpose. That void that's inside all of us cannot be filled with drinking and partying and just going out there and living according to your whims and desires. That will never make you happy. But when you truly surrender yourself to the one who created you, you have a relationship with the one who created you, His way, not your way. That's how you can truly be successful, when you live your purpose according to God's will, not your desires. And it starts with asking, and when you ask, you shall receive. So ask the Creator to guide you, and He'll facilitate a way. He'll facilitate a way, God willing. Continue to tune in here to the Deen Show. We're here to help you. You can call us at 1-800-662-ISLAM to learn more, and we'll see you next time. Peace.